you have helped us to get so many children off the streets.
There are so many people and the need is so great here.
It's been a tough year with COVID, as it has been for everybody.
So the work that we do is so important to spread the gospel.
Here we are, just helping people eat.
It's a challenging country to live in, but very fulfilling, the work that we're doing here.
Yeah.
Developing relationships and bringing value to their lives.
Hi Merge Church, Pastor Joe here, and I just want to update you with what we have been doing with our local outreach through the Young Adults Mission to the Edens Hill Tavern just down the road here. So every Friday night, 10 p.m. till 2 a.m, we have a team of people from our church and a couple of other multiple churches around the region as well, supporting the patrons that are down there. So that looks like handing out red frogs, water, vom bags, doing lots of help getting people home, keeping people safe, and just building connections. It is a fantastic program, but it's one that you can get involved in as well. So ways you can be partnering with us are these bad boys. Next time you are shopping, grab a bag of red frogs. Doesn't have to be the big ones, just the little ones. Pop it in your trolley, pay for that at checkout, and you can drop it off at any of our church locations, bring it in, give it to the host team, and they'll make sure that it gets passed through to the office so that we can do more of what we are being called to do down there. This is our backyard, and I know that Jesus will hold us responsible for what goes down in our region. Another way that you can be partnering with us is the nature of what we do is extreme frontline ministry. It's like youth ministry. It's engaging with people that are coming in from the public. And as you can imagine what goes on down there, we are fighting a real enemy that hates humanity. And so please be praying for us. Every Friday, 10 p.m. till 2 a.m. You don't have to stay up till 2, but if you can offer up a prayer to be backing us spiritually, we would really appreciate that. One of the other exciting adventures that we are just embarking on, and it's just started recently, and Aaron's going to tell you all the information about that, is we have managed to gain access into the University of Sunshine Coast at our Petrie campus. Aaron, tell us what's happening.
Hi church, we just started last week at USC. We had board games night and it was incredible. Like, God's just been opening doors for us there. Like Joe said, there's so many people that are lonely, and we had those words come out of the people's mouths. You know, they came and they are people who maybe not don't fit into society as very well as what they would normally, and we were there to love on them, and that was just an awesome opportunity. If you guys can get involved, and like Joe said about prayer, and then come in and just bless us with some frogs, bless us with some pancake shakers, and if you have any spare board games lying around, that would be awesome if you could bring them to church, any of the locations, and we would just bless the people that are just right in our local backyard.
It's exciting. So to recap, a couple of things: red frogs, pancake shakers, board games, and prayer. Honestly, we cannot do what we do without the backing of people praying for us. So maybe you even want to chat to some of the team, maybe you want to get involved. We're going to have a link come up on the screen right now. You'll be able to head to that, register your interest for involvement. Either you can jump on our prayer list, or you can actually become a Red Frog volunteer. You're never too old, you're never too young. You do have to be 18, but anything over that, we would love to have you a part of the Emerge Red Frogs crew. So God bless you, church.
Yep.
Enjoy.
Thank you.
G'day Emerge Church, my name's Glenn. I'm a school chaplain at Albany Hills State School, just down the road from you guys. And you've been supporting us at Albany Hills and at Albany Creek for a long time. Emerge supports SU chaplains all around the North Brisbane region, and we do a huge amount of different things. People run programs in their schools to do with social skills and grief and loss because of what you guys have done for us. People have breakfast clubs in their schools and youth group activities that run at lunchtime because of the fantastic support you guys have done. Just last week I had a young fellow with me in one of the amusing programs that I run, where I teach him about how to run a PowerPoint for assembly, and he got a certificate for running assembly at school, and for that young man that's a life-changing event. I know that it seems like something little to you, but for some kids in our community, they cannot do enough to just be recognised as a valuable person.
Hi Emerge Church. It is really great to be able to talk to you guys today from the beautiful Kimberley in West. We started this year with a good wet season, which has brought good floods, which has been really great. The people have enjoyed it. The river has been swollen a number of times with us being cut off for a week. Just recently, the local people have enjoyed it. This is kids down at the river, looking at the river on their way home from church. Because of COVID, all our community type meetings and sing-alongs and also teams that have came out or planned to come out last year, they've all been scrapped, so none of that happened for last year and is looking increasingly like it's going to be difficult this year as the West Australian government keeps shutting the border to different states, making it difficult for people to plan to come in. Last Sunday we took our church in the Canter bus to Derby for a meeting. Tomorrow we head to Luma to take 3 funerals in a row, so that's going to be a challenge. However, we've been able to distribute clothing that has been donated, and this is some of the clothing that was donated for kids for Fitzroy Crossing. And our ladies in this photograph going through clothing, we were able to send some boxes of clothing that were donated to Wonkajunka community, and yesterday we sent some down to Luma community. We've also continued with the Derby Church, and during this time we've put new doors, new window material in, and just been cleaning up and doing renovations in the church itself, which has got it looking quite well now. The meetings in Derby have been going okay at this point. We want to thank you for the donation that allowed us to buy a couple of air conditioners, and this is the one that I put into the office just recently, so we now have a cool office again. Well, God bless, and you have a really good night.
We very happy that we received the message from Pastor Mark that Pastor Mark always say hello and thinking of us every year. So during the few months ago that Cambodia faced with the flooding, a big flooding. So we thank you for your support that you we brought that gift like the rice and noodle and something else that we bring to the people that need it. So right now this situation is the bad challenge. We face with the COVID-19 that happened again in Cambodia. The government locked down the church, the school, and so even though we cannot meet each other and many things are locking down, but we still have the way to meet by Zooming, by chatting, by Facebook, that we can share the good news to our brother and sister that can receive our encouragement word, and also we can preach to the church member through that network too. So we thank God for we have one radio station like the Joy for You radio, that is the Christian radio, that every day we can send the voice to the people around, that they can listen and receive the encouragement, and we can evangelize too.
We want to say thank God that God have us to have a chance to have a radio station in Pontiminchais province. Even though everywhere will lock down and the church also locked down, and we cannot meet each other with the large group and many people. So even everything is like this, but we can meet each other and we can hear the voice and hear the gospel by this radio. In the radio station, we have another program like a live from this radio too, so they can see each other by this video, that video too. And we have a lot of programs like we preach the words of God, and we have the song to sing together, and we also have the guests to speak and encourage each other by that too. But we also reach out to them, reach out like house by house to encourage them to say hello or send something like the church, Emerge Church also send the gift to us, and we prepare something, and we also visit them and we take that gift to let them see and get that too. This is all of that is the activity of our pastor in Brisbane, and our committee pastor in Brisbane also we also do everything to help the people and to meet and to encourage other people by using your support that you give us, and we send to all the people that what we have to them to the people in Brisbane and the church in Brisbane too. Remember us in your praying that right now in Brisbane and also in the Cambodian, whole Cambodian will facing COVID-19, and everywhere is locked down, and the church also locked down. So please remember us in your prayer.
So right now, please pray for the church that live in the countryside. Even though they face with the flooding and they lost their field, and right now they cannot grow vegetable or rice. So on behalf of Christian community and also as the representative of Christian in Sisopon in Brisbane province, we would like to say thank you for your supporting, your loving from Emerge Church.
G'day church, here I am at Farming for a Better Future. Behind me you can see the kale we planted 3 weeks ago. It grows pretty well. It's a superfood, and it's good for people, and it's also good for livestock. So we have vegetables, chickens and pigs here at our farm, and we use them to supply a central kitchen that then is able to feed school children to keep them in school. We find that 16% more children will go to school if we give them a school lunch. And those other 84% get better grades because they're not hungry all day. So the idea is to educate children through food. We also use this farm as an education farm. We invite people to come and have a look at what we're doing so they can improve their farming techniques. Here in Kenya, the average farmer would get 750 kilos of maize per acre. With our farming method, Farming God's Way, we get 6 tonne average per acre. So it's a big adjustment to help a farmer move from traditional methods of slash and burn to a soil conservation method that actually improves the soil every crop they do. This month we'll go out to Western Kenya and we'll run a Farming God's Way seminar and help local farmers in Western Kenya increase their yields, which in turn helps the country improve their food security. And here we are, just helping people eat and doing it through a way that helps give God glory, showing His methodology and His majesty in the perfect design of the earth. Thank you for being part of what we're doing here in Kenya. God bless you.
Hey there, Emerge Church. My name's Josh.
I'm Belinda.
We are the founders and leaders of Sapeo, a ministry which is in Lesotho in Southern Africa.
You guys have been supporting us for so many years now. We love you. You have helped us to get so many children off the streets. You have helped us with so many desperate situations that we couldn't have handled on our own. So thank you.
For those of you who don't know or are maybe new to church, we get kids off the streets and back into family. A lot of our work is about making home a safe place for kids to return to. We operate a school for former street children. It's called Sapeo School. It is a fun place where kids learn, they catch up at their own pace, but most of all, it's a place of healing. Sapeo School is not just for the boys. We have a girls' school as well for girls who are severely traumatized, who have been involved in prostitution and other forms of exploitation. That is the same healing environment for them that sees them take a different trajectory for their lives.
So at Sapeo, we believe that if we see a need, it's our responsibility to find a way to help. So because of COVID, we've been really involved in the COVID response in our community. We've been able to feed our entire village. That's nearly 35,000 people. We made sure every single family had soap, and we set up hand washing stations all throughout our village. We're continuing to look at how can we help, because when there's a crisis, our God has an answer. So we are continuing to meet needs in our village. We've identified kids who have been stuck at home because they don't have wheelchairs and they can't walk. We've identified families who are getting kicked out because they can't afford the rent, because COVID has meant they can't work. We have been able to be an answer in each of those situations, and it's because of supporting churches like you guys who are just so behind us and believe in us and get behind the work.
Thank you for joining with us. We just asked you to be even more engaged this year than you ever have been before. And the reason is this: we've been at this 8 years, and the level of pain that is in our community is like us and our team have never ever seen before. People are hurting in every way, and we're just determined we are going to be an answer. We are going to make sure that God's message of love is brought.
Thank you, Emerge Church. We're looking forward to coming up sometime this year and being with you in person.
Hey everyone at Emerge Church, we just want to say a big hi from Casa Segura, Bolivia. Hola chicos, dice. Hola! We just want to say thank you so much, Emerge, for everybody. Pastor Mark and Nina, absolute blessing your church are for our 3 homes. It's been a tough year with COVID, as it has been for everybody. Our kids have been without school for a year, so it's been a bit of a hard time, but thanks to God we've been blessed abundantly as always, and it's a true blessing that you guys are back there behind us with all your giving and prayers, and we thank you so much. Patty and Diego from our Paraguay home are here in Bolivia with us through these difficult times. Paraguay suffered greatly through the whole COVID thing, as they still are, but they're here, and Diego's a teacher, so it's been really good that all these kids are getting schooled by our Paraguay team. And also in Peru, our home continues to grow through all this, so it's an absolute miracle. We have 17 children now in Peru, and after this video, you'll see a video of Patty and Diego, the Paraguay Casa Segura team, and also Jessica and Andres and all their children in the Peru home, Casa Segura. So thank you so much. God bless you all, and have a good day. Bye. Dice bye, chicos. Bye.
Australia, un gusto poder saludarle la iglesia Emerge Church. Muchas gracias por el apoyo que nos están dando. Estamos aquí en Bolivia dando nuestro apoyo mientras en una situación difícil, así como ustedes lo saben, con el COVID-19. Mientras en Paraguay todavía estamos trabajando en la parte legal, estamos aprendiendo mucho aquí. Un gran abrazo y muchísimas gracias por las bendiciones y el apoyo que recibimos de ustedes. Dios los bendiga.
Hi Church, Stephen and Margot, and we're missionaries in Liberia, West Africa. We're here with Mission Aviation Fellowship, and I'm a pilot, and I fly a Cessna Caravan around Liberia, and I have the great privilege of taking missionaries and church groups and church leaders and all sorts of other non-government organisations, humanitarian organisations and aid all over Liberia. Liberia is a very, very poor country. It's one of the poorest countries in the world. And the road system is absolutely dreadful here, and so as a result the missionaries that we have and the church groups that we have really have trouble getting out to the very remote areas of this country and spreading God's word throughout Liberia. And so I get the great privilege of flying them around. And we work very hard. There are so many people and the need is so great here. As Margot's going to explain shortly, just the suffering that we see around us is really, really very, very sad, and the people really need Jesus as well. And so the work that we do is so important to spread the gospel throughout Liberia, and we get to work with some great missionaries who are translating God's word way out in the middle of nowhere, and MAF really is their lifeline. We get to them if they need a medevac, if they need food, if they need to come back into the main town for some reason. And so it's a great privilege to be able to do that, and we couldn't do that without your support. And you guys are the reason that we're here, so thank you so much.
And so I am a nurse, and I've been volunteering at our local mission hospital here, which is quite close to where we live. So majority of what I do is working at our under 5 malnutrition clinic, and so we see essentially a lot of starving children coming in, and we have a feeding program where we give them food to eat. Some of them are that sick that we have to admit them onto the ward. We give them medications because usually along with malnutrition goes a lot of illness as well, sadly. So I love doing that job at the hospital. I'm also part of training that we do. So we in the West are very privileged to be able to get an amazingly good education, which is not available to everyone worldwide. So I do a lot of training with the nurses and mentoring and just trying to, improve on the education that they have. And the other thing I do is I partner with an organisation called DonorSea, and I do a lot of small projects, just raising money for small needs here and there. For example, someone who needs a new roof on their house, or someone with a medical need, or it could be someone wanting to start a small business because they've got no income, and that gets me out and about, and I really enjoy it actually, and it makes a big difference to a lot of lives. So it's very fulfilling. It's a challenging country to live in, but very fulfilling, the work that we're doing here.
Yeah.
G'day Emerge, and greetings from Ukraine. Just wanted to say a special thank you for the opportunity to be able to do a little video update for you, which is great for us. It was snowing today, which was a bit sad because we thought that spring was coming, but the truth is cricket season is just around the corner. We've had some exciting news that we may be joined by a Pakistani cricket playing potential coach to join our team, so you can pray about that. He'll be coming at the end of May, Lord willing, if COVID doesn't intervene. A couple other things that's going on is the Flourish course that Olia's been teaching. She's now qualified to facilitate that, and we have a group of ladies in the church doing that. We hope to get access through that to ladies that are currently out of our reach to come to the church, developing relationships and bringing value to their lives. Now, on top of that, I want to take you over now to the pyrolysis enterprise. Before I share about what's going on with the enterprise, I just wanted to ask that you would pray for things happening around here. If you could pray for our issue with the sewage works. We've been having a problem with the local administration and a neighbour for the last year and a half, and I'm sure that you could get an idea of what that means to have your sewage blocked. So if you could pray for that, that would be good. Also pray for work with the elders in the church. We're moving towards passing over the pastorship as we grow into doing more work with OM and expanding the work with the enterprise here. Next week, Oli and I are teaching together. We're teaching a course about cultural intelligence at the OM in Ukraine Mission School, so that's going to be exciting. If you could pray for that, that would be great. And right now, a little bit about the enterprise. Over the last few weeks, we've finished modifying our unit again, and we've started up doing trials and tests. We've got up to 250 kilograms an hour of feedstock. And now we're going to pop down and I'll show you the exciting stuff that we're doing in the lab. Here we are in the lab, our newly built lab. As you can see that it's a little bit rudimentary, but it's a big step forward, and we have the guys with the expertise to use it. So what that means for us is we can now start analysing and improving our product, and we have Samuel here from Scotland who's doing his last year university project with us. Part of the vision for this project is to inspire young people to use their gifting for the purposes of God and for the growth of the kingdom. And it's exciting to see this unfolding right before our eyes. We've been praying about this for many years. I also want to say thank you for your prayers and support for Tolik. We've taken him in to the enterprise. He's an internally displaced person from the war zone, and he has no hope. But now he's integrating into our work team, and he's doing well. Discipleship has begun, and we're praying for his salvation and for God to do the miracle that only He can. This is something that our enterprise was created for. The last thing I really want to share about today is the latest development for missions mobilization. I was asked to join a small team of OM leaders from Eastern Europe to travel to the war-torn country of Armenia and to meet with different denominational leaders and pastors and find out what God's doing there, and to see if there's a role for us as OM to mobilize Eastern Europeans for mission there, and also to inspire the locals for that. So please pray for the developments of the mission mobilization in Armenia. A huge thanks to you, Emerge, for supporting us in the work that the Lord's called us to. May the Lord reward your faithfulness, and we pray that you would be inspired to use your giftings for the purposes of God. Thank you again. See you. Bye-bye.